So, welcome to What's Next with Aubrey Alicia. This is my first story time, but still informative video. You seen the intro, you see me go through a whole run through of where I'm at. Um, so I think what it's gonna happen is gonna be maybe about a six. This part is gonna be like about a six video series of just touching all parts of when you're losing a parent. So I'm going to start with being a parent and losing a parent. And the next video will probably be being a sibling and losing a parent. And then after that, we're going to go into friendships, and we're going to go into significant others, and we're going to go into career base. When you lose a parent, your life literally changes. So I think that going through each step of what I have personally be going through could help someone else. So we're going to start with, because today is it's a milestone for me, because today was my last time taking my daughter to her first day of school. She's a senior, and next year she'll be going into college or whatever she wants to do with her life. So let's speak about losing your parent and being a parent. And shouts out to all my single parents, because it's even harder because you don't have that anchor, someone that you can lean on. For me, my anchor was my mother. So, first day of school, I would drop my daughter off to school, and then I would get on the phone with my mom, and I would send her the pictures, and we would talk about past things with me, talk about past things with her, and just what prepare for and all those good things. Um, but when I lost my mom, she went into the hospital April 27th of 2024. And when she went into the hospital, I'm thinking, she had a stroke. This is maybe about her fourth or fifth stroke. So I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get through this. We're good. It's another step, and I'm gonna put her through therapy, and we're gonna get this done. And seeing my mom talk for the last time, um, it hit me. She wasn't speaking her regular shit talking self. So when it hit me hard. But the first thing I thought of is, how am I going to explain this to my daughter? Because my my mom was my baby father. When I pushed my daughter out, my mom was the one that was holding my leg and was telling me to breathe, and was coaching me through it, and you're going to be fine. And she watched my daughter come into this world. So, her coming into this world and my mom being there by my side, and us going through all of our trials and tribulations, and she just telling me, like, you're going to be fine, Aubrey, everything's going to work out. um it's a different kind of hurt when you lose that anchor. And I can honestly say the main thing that I was thinking about was like, yo, what am I going to do with my daughter? Like, my daughter is going to be, you know, she she's not used to death. She's not used to losing someone so close to her. So as a mother, I would have to say the main things that I had to work on was, and also losing my best friend. I had to like get to a point where it was like, okay, um, let's try, because let me not even say let's process. Let's try to process what you're going through, Aubrey. But at the same time, you have to show up for your daughter. So I actually had a talk. My mom was in the hospital from April 27th up until when she passed, May 31st. Um, so we went through Mother's Day. We went through my birthday, her on a ventilator. Um, and but my mom was so she was holding on. My baby was fighting. She was fighting. And I would talk to her, but I would tell her like to blink. I would say, blink twice, yes or no, and she was answering me as much as she could. Um, and she still had that sass because I would say certain things and she would roll her eyes and I just like this lady is crazy. But she reminds me so much of my daughter because my daughter is so respectful and so reserved, but at the same time sass. So when they gave me the information of, hey, your mom is not progressing, she's declining, she continues to have many strokes, she's not responding, I had to prepare my daughter for the worst. So I took her out, that's our thing. We love going out, having tacos and, all those good things. And I explained to her, if your grandmother does make it home, she will not be the same mama that you are familiar with. So, it was a process. And I helped my daughter. She of course she cried. She didn't fully understand at first, but it was something that I had to push myself through because um just like my mom was my anchor, I'm my daughter's anchor, and something that I share with my daughter all the time. And I hope that this is a key for other multiple generations that are out there, and you have your mom and your grandmother and your granddaughter and all those good things. I share with my daughter all the time. Your grandmother crawled so I can walk, and I am walking so you can run. So when I look at all the things that my mom went through and to get to where she was at on her last days, I just try to push myself to make sure that I always surpass what my mom was able to accomplish in life. Because it's always life is about lessons and about going further than our ancestors and our spirit guides were able to go. Um, So, when I told my daughter these things and, we cried, we hugged, and we laughed, and we tried to like push through. When the day came, I feel like based off of what I shared with my daughter, she was able to push through. So, what I will say is if you're a parent and you're losing a parent, this is a very important time. And of course, I don't know about anyone else out there, but my mom taught me to when it comes to your children are the next in line, and you have to set them up for success, not failure. So, as much as we want to be selfish, as much as we want to go in a corner and cry or just be hurt, we have to show up for our children because I know for me, I didn't have my mom's mother. I didn't have a grandmother. I didn't really have even on my dad's side, I didn't have my grandmother until teenage years. And the relationship was kind of it was just kind of off, because me and my dad had not your typical daughter and dad relationship. Um so when I think about it, I had to be selfless in that moment. And I'm gonna be honest, when it came to being selfless, my daughter was the main priority for me. So when you're losing a parent, your main priority needs to be your kids, because they're not only you're not only losing your parent, but your children are you losing their grandparent. And I know for me, I don't know about anybody else, but my daughter and my mom had a relationship, and that was her girl. So being selfless and not being selfish is it's a hard big pill to swallow, but it's something that as parents we have to do, because we're going to always be protectors of our kids. And I tried my best to show up for my daughter as much as I could. So being a parent and losing a parent is something that is very hard. It's not easy by far. So I just give all my, and when it comes to this YouTube thing, I deleted my Instagram. I'm on X. That's what it's called now, Twitter. That's what it's called now, X. I'm on X, but I'm not on Instagram for personal reasons. For now, I'm thinking about maybe turning it back on, but I'm not really pressed. Um, when it comes to losing a parent and you being a parent, you have to put all focus on, if not anything, your kids. Your kids are what is most important. So, um, I'm sorry, I gotta get myself together. I'll be back. Okay, we're back. So, yes, when it comes to this YouTube thing, I'm not sorry. Just have to fix my hair. It's a little all over the place. I'm wearing it out today. You're gonna see my hair in so many different styles, because that's just who I am. But yes, when it comes to this YouTube thing, I'm not like great at it. Um, of course, I'm hoping that subscribe and tune in. Um, but I deleted my Instagram as again, like I said, of personal reasons, because I just felt like, with certain individuals, it just wasn't coming from a genuine place. When you lose a parent, you get very guarded. You get to a point where certain things just don't matter. I mean, even with this, I'm doing this a year and some change later after I lost my mom. Um, it's just like certain things just get so frustrating and annoying, and you just remove yourself. Um, so I don't really know how this YouTube thing is gonna turn out. I'm just listening to my daughter, because, as I said, we have to be selfless and we have to listen to our kids and prioritize our kids. Um, but something came over me and said, let's not be messy. Let's be informative. Maybe the messy can come down the line and can be a little entertaining. But when it comes to this part in your life and being real, you 9 times out of 10 are going to hit more people and affect more people than to be messy and entertaining. Um, Losing a parent is real, it's real life. We all have our day. So, um, maybe something that you have been through or you experience would help someone else. And just the words of encouragement, because when you lose a parent, words of encouragement is so important. When you lose a parent, knowing that someone else understands the hurt and heartache that you're feeling is very important. Um, had a lot of people around me that never lost a parent. So it's like, Harvey, I understand. I'm so sorry. I'm that. It's like, no, you don't. You have no fucking clue of what I am dealing with right now. Um, I hate to say it, but, and I get it, we're human. We go through things and, we don't agree with our parents. Our parents get on our fucking nerves, and it's just like, I'm over my parent, fuck my parent, whatever, 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 whatever your personal experience is with your parent. But once they are gone, whether it is close, whether it is great, whether it's so far in between, it's distance, you're going to feel it because without your parent, you wouldn't exist. So, when it comes to the comments, I may or may not interact. It's a lot of ignorant things that go on out here, especially with me, with me being on X now. I realize how ignorant it is, but I actually like X more than I like Instagram. And that's just personally for me because you don't have to indulge. With Instagram, it's like you indulge and it's like no matter what, you have to indulge. I don't know about anybody else, but for me, that's how it is. Where with X, it's like if I don't want to post, I'm not going to post. And I don't really give a nothing. I'm sorry. I'm a little gassy. I'm sorry. I don't really care if my following is up, if it's not. And maybe it's because I've used to be on Instagram and now I'm on X. I don't know what it is. But what I would say for me personally, I like X more than I like any other um social media platform. I don't understand why I have these hiccups or what is going on right now and why I'm just so like I don't know what's going on, but what I will say, like I said, it's just we'll see how this YouTube thing go. We'll see. I'm always listening to my daughter and the new generation because they know what is going on. Um, I'm not ashamed of my age or the generation that I grew up in. I wish it was still here, but it's not. And you have to get with the times. So when it's all said and done, we'll see what this YouTube thing happens with. So if you comment, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna read probably the first couple words, and if it's negative, I'm not reading it no more. But if it's positive, I'm gonna interact. I'm gonna give you back whatever I'm able to give you back. Positivity as always. If it's negative, I'm not even indulging. I'm just not in that space in my life. I'm just not. I let God sort them out. Shout out to the clips. I'm just not with the negative. So you like what you see, subscribe, please. I heard that's how you make money on this thing. Again, we have multiple videos coming out. I'm recording content all through this week because I'm just in a very vulnerable state and a very real state, and I'm in a sharing state, and I want what I have to share to touch someone, because one of the biggest things in life that you can do is to inspire and to help someone else. So I'm not the first, I'm not the last. We are going to lose our parents at one point in time, and I feel that it's best to be a community and to help one another. And I'm even going to get down the line in videos of everything that you need and you need to pay attention to when you lose a parent. Because for me, I never experienced this before. It's certain things that I had no idea. I mean, zero clue. Was told one thing and was told another and didn't know what to do. So I'm going to give you all the ins and outs of, steps and what you need to do and what you need to pay attention for. I dealt with family things. I dealt with legal things. I dealt with financial things. I dealt with medical things. It's just a lot. So I feel like this first step, always put your kids first. When you are a parent and you're losing a parent, always put your kids first, because you're not only losing a parent, but they're losing their grandparent. And I don't know about anybody else, as I said, but my mother taught me to be selfless when it comes to my daughter, and selfishness does not exist in being a parent. You cannot be selfish, because our babies did not ask to be here. So, love and light to you all. I hope you enjoyed my first official story time slash informative slash key slash therapy slash whatever you want to call it. But this is What's Next, Alicia YouTube, and I hope you subscribe and click onto my next video. Thank you.